Good afternoon, it's Ali here from SpokeandThimbleHomestead. Today I'm going to peen my scythe blade, so I thought I would bring you along for that activity. I won't show you all of it because it can take quite a while. I've just refreshed my brain with a video because I haven't peened my blade for a while. Needed a little refresher, and so I will put a link to that below. Right, let's get started. So first off, we have my peening stool. Sometimes people use just a log, but I wanted something a little bit more sturdy and something that I could take with me if I was going somewhere. I understand in England they have actual scything fairs, but we don't have that in New Zealand so far, but I thought that this would be handy. So let's unpack this. It's kind of mobile, so it's designed with a couple of wing nuts. So I'll undo this one here and undo the one down the bottom here. These legs fold down. Do this back up again tight. These are really nice big wing nuts, so they're easy to manipulate. And then this one comes this way, and you do this up tight as well. Oopsie. Pick it up. And then I have a sturdy platform. I'm just going to move it so it's a little bit more level. Okay, so this is the jig. And in my cart here I have the pieces that go on top of the jig. So I start with the silver one because it has one ring, and you go number 1 and then number 2. Got my hammer. I've got my flower blade here. So my hammer can go, well actually it can't, we need to adjust that. And this jig can go in this hole, and this one here can go in this hole. I've got a towel, I've got a file for any really rough bits. Just going to place that carefully there, and that there. So before I sit down on there, I'm just going to put a drop of oil. This is just a little bit of olive oil. Just oil. Put that back in the shade. Right, so the idea is that I can sit on this. And this is the right size for me. It's made purpose built by my husband, so this will sit at about the right level if I shuffle a little bit closer, so that it can rest on my knees, and it sits in there. Put that on there. I'm going to put this on my lap. I just grabbed an old bath towel that we sometimes, an old bath mat that we sometimes use for the dogs. Especially my dog Misty, when she's been out in the dirt and filthy wet. Okay, so I am no expert. Like I said, I've only done this a couple of times, and I think I will turn this into a bit of a scything apron and keep it just for that. So need to check and make sure that there's not too many really big dings along here. And I do remember, so sometimes when you hit stones and things, it can damage the blade quite a bit, and you can feel it if you carefully run your fingers. It's not too many, so I think we're all good. So let's pick up this one. We're going to pop the blade on here, and we're going to pop this one on top. And then you pick up your hammer, balance it. So I've got this, the curved side rests down on here. It's got to rest right up against there. And you just move it along like that. So I don't deafen you all, I'm actually going to, don't know what I'm going to do. Am I just going to turn the sound off? Or am I going to pause it and then start playing it again? I think that might be the best option. Then I can concentrate. When you put a pond out for the ducklings who haven't quite got into it yet, and the geese decide it's their swimming pool. Even saw one do a barrel roll yesterday. While breaking down the old pig pen, we found this cute half-imperial pint bottle. I cleaned it up and decided it would make a great flower vase for some of the flowers currently in the garden. I planted some Tropicana canna lilies in 2 spots and mulched them well. They're from plants I got from my old family home where I grew up, planted in our old home in Wellington, and will now have some growing here. The golden scepter dahlia had its first bloom open. The plant isn't that big this year, but will likely do better next season. Peaceful in the field. All the geese sitting down, ducklings sitting down, reasonably close together. Chickens in the chicken coop, can't see them. Must be going in to investigate what's happening in there. Not much. I dare say they'll be back out again soon. I created a bamboo and string framework for the boysenberry to support its growing canes. The cosmos started to produce seeds, dry off, and so I began gathering them to share with whānau and others. I weeded around the chestnut and mulched it, as well as the peach I'm calling Eastbourne and the Washington navel orange. I mulched around the 2 poplar poles planted last year. They're showing some signs of life. I also cleared and mulched around this small tree. I'm still not sure what it is, but over time I'll know. It was a volunteer tree gifted to me by a nephew, along with the chestnut. I tackled a tangle of wind-blown over willow across the stream. There's Boaz, thoroughly enjoying the pond. And off he goes. The girls, Mary and Martha, haven't quite discovered how to get in and out yet. Maybe when they're a little bit taller. A few days later, I got back to the willow, cleared some more, and once we'd carted it all up, we put it up in the carport to dry out. Future stakes for the garden. The flower garden is blooming well and looking very colourful right now. The golden scepter dahlia produced a few more blooms too. The other girl's just around the other side there. Looks like she wants to be in, but she hasn't quite figured out how to get in yet. Sometimes they clamber, sometimes they use the bricks. I created a string and bamboo cage for this tithonia as the chickens had nearly bared all its roots with their scratching. It kept them out. The grapefruit has a few blossoms. I didn't expect that right now. Standing here, filling the ducks water, geese water, all the water. This is the view. They did say there'd be morning fog. Happy day to you. I surely didn't expect my Monty's surprise apple to have flower buds. I think the cold snap, followed by a warm period, has confused the trees. Usually it's spring when this blooms. Our clementine mandarin is fruiting, which is pretty exciting, as is the tangelo. They may not fully develop, but this shows they will in time. I decided to move the pathway, I use that term loosely, where I walk across the meadow down here. It's quite damp down there, whereas up here where I'm creating a new path, it's a little bit drier as the ground is slightly higher. I began the process by trampling the grass down. Construction started on another something. All will be revealed soon. While the bamboo and string kept the chickens away, I didn't take into account the goslings, who decided eating it and breaking the string was fair game. I went back up to my friend's place and cut up the rest of the branch. I was well impressed with my 12-inch bar battery chainsaw. It did very well. I was taking a load of pine cones back near my friend's house and wondered if I could tow my cart, so popped the handle over the tow bar. Yep, it worked well. So yesterday this happened. You can see the stand there, right there. That is for an IBC. There's going to be a compost bin under it. There'll be a compost bin in the middle, right there. And then there's the third compost bin already in use. So that was yesterday that one was built. Concrete's been setting. We now have to get some black plastic to wrap the IBC tote in. We got the black plastic and wrapped up the tote. The black plastic helps to reduce algae forming in the tank. We got it up on the stand and all hooked up and working. The apple blossom opened, but there won't be any apples. The grapefruit did as well, and the fruit is starting to form there. I set up the orange netting so the geese and ducks could graze a pathway for me in the vegetable garden area. It was pretty droopy in places, so some willow stakes took care of that. The Louisa plum, yes, there's a plum in there, needed some serious attention, so I cleared around it, weeded and mulched, and it's much better. I decided this spot would make a much better area for geese and duck pens, so put some sticks there to start the planning. I discovered that even though I thought I got all of the golden scepter dahlia bulbs, in fact I didn't, and as you can see it's beautifully growing again.